Hello there, you're listening to the Box Office Show. I'm Ryan Hill.
And I'm Dylan Johnson. Today we're going to be talking about the box office numbers from last weekend and our box office predictions from this upcoming weekend.
Wow, Dylan, you sound a lot more hyped up and crazy than normal.
I was debating on trying to do his voice or just sending it, and I sent it.
Full send. That was the right choice. Sean, of course, is back. Sean Tormey,
What
our
is up?
unofficial third chair.
Whoop,
At
whoop.
this point, just filling in for Dylan. It'll just be us because it's another episode of Roulette. We're hitting up the word
Woo.
generators once again for the third edition of episode Roulette, which is where we find and watch an episode that contains one of our randomly generated words. And in this batch, we have some anime-loving Italians, some horny principals, some Ozzy Famas, and some fatalities. So quite a
That was
spread.
good. That was good, Ryan.
Thank you, thank you.
Just got that on the spot, by the way, like like the quick fire of that, because that was really good.
Those are in the script, which you see. Do you not see them there?
Oh, I
But
just read it.
I did write that 1 minute ago. So, in a way, I wrote whatever
You could
popped
have
into my head right
honestly,
then.
you should just check. You should have just taken the credit, and then I would have eventually noticed and would have laughed about it later. But that's still pretty funny.
But I mean, that's how it got on the page. I just came up with
Fair
each of
enough.
them back to back, and I was like, sure, that sounds fun.
Hmm.
So that will be our little tease for the third edition of episode roulette. Let's
Yeah.
jump into the box office breakdown for November 21st to 23rd. In first place, Wicked for Good with 147 million, debuting much higher than Wicked Part 1 last year.
Which that makes so much sense.
You said
So
it makes no
big.
sense or so much
No, no,
sense?
it makes so much
Yeah,
sense. Like
yeah,
it's so big. Wicked has become.
for sure. So yeah, all the old fans and all the new minted fans that came out from
Hmm.
last year wanted to go see it opening weekend. So a big, big debut for Wicked, which is great because that is on my roster.
Oh yeah, it is. It is, isn't it? So well, sorry, Ryan. I hate to say I did not help you. I have not, and I will not see Wicked for good.
You haven't seen it? What the heck?
Of course not.
Dude,
If I do watch
you're
it, it'll
literally
be
the
at
theater
home.
guy.
Yeah, but doesn't mean I like every single theater show. Like,
So you
I
don't like
guarantee you,
Wicked?
Wicked.
The
No,
show, like
well,
the Broadway
so
show, you don't even like that?
I do. I think it's like cool. Like it's good. I just hate the people around it. Like it's just
Dang.
another community thing that makes me upset. It's just one of the, it's this is gonna be a hot take really quick, sidetrack, but it's the same thing with Stranger Things. I like Stranger Things. The people around Stranger Things, like the community, make me so annoyed because they
Really?
just think it's the best thing in the world. They don't shut up about it, and it literally is not, and you're ruining my fun with it. So, like, I haven't even watched season 5 yet because of all this uproar about it and all this stuff with it. But that's just hot take, hot Sean's hot takes. I got a few, but they're pretty hot.
Gotcha. Okay. So not a fan of the
Yeah.
Wicked fandom. And
Fandom, yeah, but I do like the show. I've actually seen like the live show, so I haven't seen any movie yet though.
okay.
And live shows are
You didn't
good.
even see the one last year?
Nope.
What the heck? That's crazy.
No one's forced me to, so I'm not turning it on. And I'm just really far behind with my movies. I haven't even seen Frankenstein yet. It makes me
Gotcha.
sad.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
you may be sad when you watch it as well. Now you
Okay.
see me, now you don't, with 8.9 million in second place.
Predator Badlands with a solid 6.5 million. How many weekends is that now, Ryan? Do you
Maybe
know?
three, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not bad still. 6.5 million.
So yeah, it's doing good.
Yeah,
I'm glad to see that it is successful. Unfortunately, I have not contributed to its success
I
yet. I'm
have.
hoping to catch it at some point, but I've been
I have.
mad busy. And so this always happens, when the Oscar movies start coming out and then the blockbuster
Oh, yeah, yeah,
holdovers and
yeah.
then all the Thanksgiving blockbusters come out too. It's just tough to see them all. So I
That
want
makes
to go
sense.
watch it, but alas, I've not been
Good.
able to. The Running
Good.
Man with 5.7 million. Actually, I think this may have been their second weekends for
It
Now You
has to
See
be like
Me and
second.
Running
It like
Man. It's their
just came
second
out.
weekend, and that's a little tough for the Running Man. It's not doing
Yeah.
too hot. You're an Edgar Wright
Yeah.
guy. Did you watch this?
I haven't seen it yet, but I do want to see it. But again, same thing with you. When it comes to some movies, I only have time for some of them. So like, I already saw Predator, when it like came out that weekend because I had the time. But literally everything else on this list that we're reading, I've either wanted to see and couldn't, or I just don't want to see. So I just haven't had time.
Gotcha. Well,
That's fine. You know. Rental Family, 3.3 million. I don't even know what that is, but congratulations to Family.
it's got
If
Brendan
that's
Fraser
good or
in it.
bad.
It's a
Oh,
nice,
really?
heartwarming film. Yeah, where he either rents out a family in Japan or, joins a family that
Oh,
is being rented out in Japan. I don't know, but it's supposed to be a lovely little heartwarming film. So,
I might check that out then. Oh.
yeah. Sisu Road to Revenge, 2.4 million.
Regretting You, 1.5 million.
Nuremberg, 1.2 million.
Black Phone 2 still hanging on. Still hanging on from October with 1 million still.
And Sarah's Oil falls below 1 million, only hitting 800,000. For our box office predictions for November 28th to the 30th, Zootopia 2, Judy
Hmm.
Hopps is coming back. What do you think this one will get in its opening weekend?
Dude, it's gotta be so big. This movie is probably gonna be huge. You know what's crazy? I was at Disney a bit ago, and I didn't realize there's a new like ride or like show for Zootopia
Mm,
that like just opened. So I'm like in my head, I'm already thinking like this is gonna break a lot, like a big record or something. It's an animated film. Everyone loves the first one. I I don't know, man. How
it
much can
has
this
the
make?
it has the furry contingent on its side as well.
Okay.
What are your
All
thoughts on the
right.
Zootopia fandom?
Well,
I'm
I
just
don't know
saying,
them
I
as well as
went.
don't know as well. I don't know them as well, sadly, as the Wicked fandom because
Oh, okay.
maybe because I have a little bit of a tie into Wicked, but when it comes to Zootopia fandom, dip my toes in a bit. No, I'm just kidding. It has to make at least over. I think it's to make more than Wicked. Honestly, I think it'll make more than Wicked.
In its opening debut, you think it'll get over
Oh
100
yeah, I
and
think it will.
for the 3 day or for the
Let's
five
let
day? Because it does open at
Probably, oh,
Thanksgiving.
maybe the 5 day. I didn't even think about that. It's just such a like this is the most family movie that's coming out right now. Like some kids sure could go see Wicked for good, but they won't go see any other movie right now.
Yeah, it's the
Like
family film. Again, it's Utopia. Everyone kind of knows it. It was massive in 2016, the first one. It made $1 billion.
did it
So
really?
this is going to be the like holiday choice for everyone. So definitely going to be huge. I think yeah, for the 5 day, it can top
100
Wicked
mil at
for
least for the
good.
5 day, I think, or at
And
least
then we're
150.
going to see in China, this is going to be a monster. Okay, like
I forgot
Zootopia,
about that.
Avatar are like the two big China films, like the films that are beloved in China that are Hollywood releases. You know, especially ever since COVID, every other franchise has sort of dropped off, including Marvel. We'll see with the next Avengers film if that is able to come
Yeah,
back. But Avatar, Way of Water is still pretty big in China, and then Zootopia 2 is going to be a freaking monster.
it's gonna
Everyone
make it a lot of
loves
money.
Zootopia, or
I
Zootropolis, as it's known in
I
some
s-
places.
oh true. I still think it'll be in that 100 200 mil range though, just for the opening weekend. I was literally at a movie today. I know this isn't like the exact weekend of everything, but I still saw families seeing
Oh yeah,
Zootopia, and I think that's insane. So it has to be within that range. But I'm not good at like big numbers like that. So
gotcha.
that's my
So,
range.
all right. Let's now dive into our episode roulette. So, in the previous episode roulette, we had the MASH episode title, The Ring Banger, classic all timer. And so,
Great episode too. It was a great
one of
episode.
our rules we do with the roulette is we'll carry over one word, or at least one part of a word, from the previous roulette to be one of the words that we have to search for this time. So, we brought over bang from Ring Banger. And then we used a random word generator to come up with two other words. What were these words, Sean?
They gave us flawed in that like connotation too, but we would have accepted flaw just in case. And then we found climb.
Indeed. So
Climb.
flawed
It's
and
the climb.
climb.
Just kidding.
It is the climb. Yeah, again, we had to disqualify Miley
Yeah, we're just
Cyrus's
watching music
music
videos. Yeah.
video. Not allowed to do that. But we had our three words, bang, flawed, climb. And so we went searching. Again, really HBO Max and Hulu are the goats of this type of episode roulette format because they actually give us episodes with the word in them, like episode titles with the word in them. Netflix needs to get on
Mhm.
that. Paramount Plus, we don't even try. Forget them.
Apple TV needs to get on that. I was
Apple TV,
digging
Peacock,
through. Gotta dig through the Apple TV
even
one.
Amazon Prime didn't have it, right? That's kind of
Yeah,
crazy
it kept giving me titles, not episodes, sadly.
because they have some great features on there, like the X-ray feature thing. They can tell me what actors are in what scene, but they can't tell me an episode for any of their shows that includes the word bang. Come on, Prime. Know what your
Um,
consumers want.
yeah, right. No, literally.
So we went to searching and found quite a good few options on Hulu and HBO Max. We wanted to go a little bit further beyond that. So we were just looking at random shows and scrolling through their episode list. And so we found some good options. For Bang, we will be watching two episodes from two different shows. The first is one you came across. Let us know what it was, Sean.
Oh, Bang Bang Baby. Thought it was Apple TV's, technically on Prime, so you have to watch it through Prime. But it looks pretty good. When I was telling you about the Italian thing too, how it takes place in Italy, looks like the entire cast is Italian as well, on top of that. Pretty
Yeah, I
interesting.
was looking, it's Italian language, looks like Italian production, so
That sounds cool.
we are
I'm excited about that.
going to explore
Season
some of
one,
Italy.
episode 10. The last episode. Bang
Indeed.
bang.
So I wonder, was it like a mini series or were they trying to go for more? I
Yeah,
guess we'll
I'm
see. We'll try and
assuming
determine
well,
that when we watch it.
2022, so limited run. It could have been like that one show on Hulu we watched that was so bad, Wrecked, that only had one season. Small show.
Yeah.
That Scottish kid that I made fun of for like the entire episode.
Yeah. There was that one. Then we went to Ragnarok. We really get, we go overseas. This is
Oh, I
global
forgot
when we
about
do this. We do
yeah, right. I
some
forgot about
very
Ragnarok.
distinct shows. So now we're going to Italy.
The
And
most American show we're watching is 10-year-old.
yeah,
It
our other
looks so
show
bad.
is 10-Year-Old Tom. We have had a streak of animated shows. Last time it was Bat Wheels. This time it'll be a little different than Bat Wheels. I don't think it'll be as kid friendly. It's about a 10-year-old based on the title, but the episode is The Principal is Banging My Mom. So
Bro, John
we'll
Malkovich is in it. I think we're fine.
we'll explore whatever is going on in that. It's half of an episode. It's an animated show, so it's going to be shorter runtime. But then it also does the thing where it's just half the episode is dedicated to one thing, the other half is some other
Yeah.
separate storyline. So we're going to only watch the one that deals with Bang for 10-Year-Old Tom, season one, episode 6. Very curious. What was your reaction when you saw the art style for that?
It looks so goddamn ugly. Why? I should have known when you found it. It was something stupid. I should have known.
I've
But
just
hey,
never heard of it. I've
hey
never
man.
heard the show, and I was like, "This is interesting." And also, come on, when we were setting up Bang as the episode title that we carry over, I was looking for something like this. Okay, Bang got to be, Bang out of the gun, which I assume Bang Bang is going to deal with some criminal
Yeah, 'cause it's
enterprises.
mobsters and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and then 10-Year-Old Tom, Principal is banging my mom. We got the other, connotation there. So best of both worlds.
I just
Uh,
I just like this I like this tradition, like unplanned tradition of us having to find a really bad looking animated show for a title because I how much I hated Bat Wheels and now this looks awful, but I'm so excited to watch it. There's a guy in it called Ice Cream Man, apparently. I'm just trying to read this cast list and I'm excited,
you might get
but it looks
spoilers.
awful.
Okay, I don't want to know who the principal is yet until I see him in the act. So let's move on to Flawed. That's our second episode title.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we were searching through. There were a couple, but not a lot that dealt with either flaw or flawed. But we did find, again, another show I had no idea existed, but a franchise that I do know, and one that you were apparently
hmm
the
hmm
biggest fan of,
Which I've
Mortal
never heard the
Kombat.
show of either. Never heard of the show either. But it
Yeah,
sounds familiar, I'm telling you. It came out in 1998 though. So I'm like
yeah,
really confused on how this dodged my radar.
it predates us. So we're gonna see what was going on with Mortal Kombat back then in the 90s. It is
Yeah.
called Mortal Kombat Conquest.
No one really
They
wasn't
did
really
not change the K in or the C in Conquest to a K.
That's how it failed. That's why they
So
didn't renew it.
exactly. That's why it
The
only
show was
ran
probably really good, and they were like, "We can't renew this."
it only
It's
ran for
okay in
one
Conquest.
season, and we're gonna watch episode 19 of that season out of I think 22 total. It was
Hmm.
called, or it is called Flawed Victory. So
Which
we
is
were
a
able to get
play
the
on their
full word in there.
tagline, "Flawless victory." But we'll see what happens. That makes me think
Exactly.
someone's gonna die in that episode because it's the flawless victory thing,
I think it'll be
or
cool.
someone's gonna get saved.
I'm excited to see it, and it gives us a nice change of pace. That one will be,
I feel
some
like
intense
every
martial
time we
arts.
find something that we're excited for, though, that's the one that's bad. I just feel like
Yeah.
that's how it's always been.
Well, this
Well,
is
maybe not.
also,
We'll
it's
see.
the only one that's like truly, I mean, we had a Looney Tunes episode, right? That was the other animated one we watched. We had Velma as well. Oh, you're right. We do need
Oh
to
my
keep up
God,
with
I forgot. Oh, I
that.
forgot we watched Velma.
Yeah.
Oh my
So we're not
God.
excited for that one.
This 10-year-old Tom thing better be the best one. Oh my God, this is awful. What are we
So
doing?
HBO Max keeps delivering with their animated
Awful,
content. So
awful animation. Oh my God.
so that's our second word. And then our third, climb. We have, go ahead and give this one a try. What's the title of it?
McLeod's daughters. McLeod.
I have no idea how this is said. So we're gonna
It's
find out.
Australian, so I feel like it's McLeod. I like McLeod.
McLeod,
McLeod. Yeah.
McLeod. Let's see, Water Tree, McLeod. See, I feel like
Yeah.
McLeod makes sense, but it could be McLeod as well.
It could be.
That'd be dope. So
If it's
McLeod's
McLeod,
daughters,
then this show is gonna be so funny.
and I'm excited. And as we said, it's Australian, so it's an Australian soap opera about a family on a farm, and they presumably are going to take care of
Hey,
horses.
we might get a decent episode, Ryan. It looks like in one of the episodes Liam Hemsworth's in it.
Really?
Apparently he's in the cast list, but it doesn't say what he is or what episode he's in. So we might get a Liam Hemsworth.
That'll be interesting. So yeah, we'll see some Australian actors that have made it big, perhaps getting their start in this one. So yeah, we're watching season 7, episode 8, Climb Every Mountain. So there we go. And again, what's always great, we have no idea the quality of these episodes relative to any of the other episodes. Like, there's nothing implying that these would be banger episodes or even representative of the shows at all. It could just be some one random one-off bottle episodes. But we will be
Hmm.
watching these and then making up our mind about whether or not to continue the shows or if in some other life we would have watched these shows based on, whatever we see in that the episode that has been selected for us. So 4 episodes, all of very different genres and types of shows, different origins for
Hmm.
like geographic
Yeah, if you
origins,
want to call it that, yeah. If you want to call it
different,
origins. 10-year-old
uh,
Tom's origins can be interesting.
exactly. So it'll be an interesting spread. But yeah,
I hope the Mortal Kombat one's good. I'm surprised I missed this.
yeah,
Conquest. Why have I
I'm
never
excited
heard
to
of
see your
this?
thoughts on that. So we will
Yeah,
see.
I've never heard of this.
It's been hit or miss in the past, but maybe we'll find a gem we truly love.
What are you looking forward to out of all of these?
I think I I don't know. I think Bang Bang Baby probably has the chance to be the best, all things considered. And
I'm just
then
worried because of
I'm
the
most
one
excited for
season
Combat.
thing. The one season makes me
Yeah, but it could be
was
intentional,
it good? It's just
right?
limited run, that kind
Yeah.
of thing.
So we don't know. So we'll have to see if it got canceled or if it was always
Hmm.
intended to be a one season deal. Um, and then yeah, I'm good to hang out on, an Australian farm. I think it'd be cool. I think just the accents would be fun.
Hey, I'd love to. I hope it's good.
Yeah, and then
I'm
Mortal
actually
Kombat, I'm most excited just to see your thoughts and opinions because I feel like you can get
it
passionate if
yeah,
they truly bungle it and you're like, well, no wonder no one's heard of this. They tried to bury it. They didn't want it on any streaming service.
exactly. Maybe they did try and bury it. Then HBO is like, we're bringing this back.
Yeah, it must be seen.
Everyone has to be aware of what you did.
Mhm. But all right, we will check back in once we've seen all these episodes and then dig into
Woo-woo.
our thoughts. See you soon.
Heck yeah.
And we're back, Sean. Now you and I have watched each of these episodes.
Can't
First, I
believe
wanted
I've
to
said that in
ask,
the past.
in what order did you do them in?
Okay,
Because we never
okay.
specify an
What
order, and
I
I don't know that
tried
it
to
ever
watch
matters.
it from tried to start with what I think would be my least favorite and then go to my favorite, and then I changed it up and I started just watching the shortest to the longest. So I watched 10-Year-Old Tom, then I watched Mortal Kombat Conquest, and then I watched McLeod's Daughters. I can't do an Australian accent right now, apparently. And then I watched Bang Bang Baby. McLeod's Daughters. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So I did roughly in the order. I started with Bang Bang Baby, 10-Year-Old Tom, half of the episode of McLeod's Daughters, then Mortal Kombat, then I finished the other half of McLeod's Daughters over the stretch
Oh,
of a few days. You did them
just
all in one
yeah.
day.
Yeah, I just
You
had
binged them.
the one time I had the time I could have went to go see a movie instead and enjoyed my life better, but instead I watched half of these things.
No, you're
Oh,
saying these aren't masterpieces? Come
we will get into that. But just to add though, I don't know if you did. I did not watch the second half of the 10-Year-Old Tom. I just watched the one with the title in it because I know there's like two halves to the episode.
Yeah, I did not watch the second
Okay,
half
okay.
either.
Okay.
So
Just want to make sure.
let's go ahead and dive in and talk about them. First, I do want to know it is McLeod's Daughters, right?
McLeod's.
We
This is
were
the way they
wondering what
say
it's going to
it.
be.
This is the way
McLeod,
they say
McLeod.
it though. Yeah,
It's
just the way they
McLeod.
say it
They
though
only
doesn't
said it
sound
once.
right.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, they
the
said it in like the
Australian.
title though, didn't they?
Um,
Like previously on McLeod's Daughters or something
yeah,
like
it
that.
was
Something
something
like
like
that. I was
that.
like, oh, that's how you say it.
So
Previously.
finally, it has been revealed. It has been answered. All right, so let's start with Bang Bang Baby. Okay.
Hmm.
So this was the Italian show. Again, we went global as we tend to do here. So
Amazon
this
Prime
is,
Studios. Yeah.
yeah, so
That was
our
one of the
Italian pick started out though. It was an anime. Do you see that?
Yeah,
The
that
whole
was
recap thing was,
when I watched that, I was first off so confused. I was like, "Oh, this is animated?" And then it was just a recap, luckily. And then it went into the actual show. I mean, it was fine. It didn't look good, but it was just a recap. Like I didn't
I was
hate
having
it.
fun with it. I enjoyed it.
I
Also,
was
I mean, we'll
having
get to
fun with it
this.
when I found out it wasn't the whole show. So if it was the whole show, I would have been upset.
Yeah, but it looked, the animation of it looked far better than the 10-Year-Old Tom. And obviously it was in the like
Don't
anime
even get.
style
We're
and
not even.
everything.
Don't even talk about that show yet.
We'll get there.
Let's
We'll get
just
there.
talk about Bang Bang Baby, please.
But so I enjoyed that because, obviously we were watching the f season finale, I guess series finale of it. So
Which was
we
that was pretty fun. Yeah.
had no idea what was going on. So we got a nice little recap. It's a
Yeah.
father-daughter thing. He was, I guess, a mob
And
disappeared. Now he comes back into life. She thought he was
then he was
dead. She
like
gets caught up in
he
it.
like betrayed like the family or something too.
Yeah.
Like they were like alluding to like how like he's back and he was in jail, but he like is turning his life around and leaving the family. And that's not how the Italian mob works. You don't leave the family, man. You don't leave
Indeed.
it.
So we
Well,
got all
here
of that.
well here's the big question. Did you watch it in its native tongue, which was supposed to be Italian? Because
I
I
did.
did.
So the anime recap
Yeah, let's
was in
go.
English. It had the dubbed version, and you couldn't really tell because again, it's a recap montage of everything, so it's not like they
Exactly.
were actually talking. But then I started hearing, the English voices over them, and I'm like, what are we doing? So let me put on the
Yeah.
Italian.
Yeah, I saw the way their
Um,
mouths are moving. I was like, I knew this was an Italian. Let me change it. So
yeah,
I did.
so you gotta hear it. You gotta hear the original performance from the actors. So
Hmm.
definitely did that. Uh, so just in general, were you plugged in, tuned into this? Because with, respect, I thought it was kind of like a worse version of The Penguin that I watched earlier this year.
I
Very
still
different
haven't
in a lot of
watched
different
that.
ways, but a lot of the like mob stuff. My one criticism of The Penguin would be like they just get away with so much silly stuff with the mobsters, like the way they meet, the way they hold grudges against each other, the way that they decide that they're going to off somebody versus when they decide not to off somebody. Like
Hmm.
none of it quite tracks with what you would actually expect would go down. And so I felt similarly to that with this, with like the wedding scene.
Okay,
And
but that's
then
also like the most confusing because we don't even know half of those
yeah,
people.
we don't know
The
again like the
yeah,
backstories, the histories between them, but it's like
what part of the family are they really like a part of too? You know what I mean? Like they're in the family because you see the one guy that I'm assuming the dad or the granddad who was in the church with them, like
yeah,
he gets thrown on the table, but like. what part do they all have in the community of this like mob
Regardless
family?
of anybody's part, somebody has to not be part of the mob, right? At
Yeah.
minimum, like the caterer or someone there has to just be some normal guy that's not like caught up in the mob business. You see, first of all, the scuffle go down at a wedding, so okay, interesting, entertaining. But then he pulls out a gun, and
Hmm.
then that dude ends up getting stabbed by a fork. What was it that she like came up and stabbed him
I think
with?
she had a knife
The
because
bride
it was
stabs
it
him with a
was a
knife.
pretty decent stab.
I'm like, this is
If it was a
insane.
fork, if it was a fork, he would not be on the floor lying like that if that was a fork.
Oh yeah,
Let's be
he was
honest.
gone pretty
Had
quickly.
to
And
be a
then
knife, like a dagger.
and then
The wedding
show goes
starts.
on, party goes on. Like what they do after that?
Oh yeah,
Like
it just ends. Yeah,
it
that
just
was the
stops.
word. That was the weirdest part to me. It's like you just don't see anyone again. I also just love the random reveal of that guy's like girlfriend,
Yeah.
mistress, just shows up and they're like holding each other, and she gets pushed, and then that's it. You don't even. I don't think you see her again.
Yeah, that's it. But apparently they had a love story
Guy
there.
goes, "You shouldn't have done that. You
So I
shouldn't
think
have
it's
done
interesting.
that."
So he's, I don't know, maybe the black sheep of the family or whatever. And then he falls
Probably,
in love with
yeah.
this prostitute. And then I guess the bride wanted to encourage them to get together. She's like, you got to be happy. So she invites the prostitute. And then, they have their embrace. And then the priest guy, he's a priest, or is that just like him?
I think
I
he's a
don't,
priest, but he's like one of the
he's a
fathers of the
priest, but
family,
he's, yeah, the like,
kind of
mob
thing, head
guy.
of the households. Yeah,
And then so he comes in and, yeah, is not happy with, I guess, his family member, disgracing everyone by falling in love with somebody that has a job that is to them not desirable, even though, they're mobsters who are killing
yeah.
people and peddling drugs and everything. But they're like, no, no, she can't be
We're
as,
not that kind of mobsters.
yeah.
She could stay away from my family.
Um,
It
so
was
that
a
was
bit
just crazy.
weird.
But then
Uh,
again, so everyone's just chill with like, and this is the case again with Penguin, where it's like
well,
when they
maybe.
kill off someone in the family or whatever, and I'm like, nobody else is like,
Well, but
I think
that's
that
the
was probably a
thing.
bad decision, and also I don't want to follow this person that just
Well,
killed this person so
I
easily.
think it's a bit different though because like in that wedding sense, you know whose wedding it is. Like you can.
That doesn't
I feel like everyone
the
there
bride
knows what they're part of though. You
the
know what I
bride
mean?
gets one kill on her wedding day. Okay,
Okay, well, I'm not
if you
saying
mess with
that part. I
her,
meant like like the gun pulling and like everything else happening. When he gets stabbed, I think it's stupid that it like you don't go back to it. But at the same time, I don't really know what else to do about it because it just kind of ends. She
he just
stabs
ends.
him
Yeah,
and then that's
I'm
it.
like, if he's the head of the family and he just gets stabbed like that, first of all, where's all the security people,
Oh,
the
maybe he's not the head
protectors?
of the
But
family then.
otherwise, is there not going to be some consequences for that? I mean, I feel like
Maybe
even if
there
she's
is, and
part
we
of the
just don't
family,
know.
they would like figure that out. So I don't know.
What if he's
That's
not
just
a
to
head of the
me,
family? We just get it wrong though.
it was like very goofy in the tone. It kind of, at least initially, was like leaning towards goofy as well. But I don't know.
Hmm.
It
Hmm.
just, I was like, what's going on here? Same with the, what is that toy that she was using to write messages
Oh,
to
like the
send to
etch a
the guy?
sketch kind of thing.
Yeah, the Etch a Sketch thing that she was,
That was a bit silly. That
that
was
was
a bit
also silly. But
silly. Like she's
again,
supposed to be like 15 or something, right?
I
16.
guess, oh, I have no idea what's going on. I
Like
mean,
she's
I
a kid,
guess,
but
yeah,
she's
she's
not
in
like
high
young,
school,
young.
but she ain't
Yeah.
going to school. But I mean, I think it was just, a clever thing of like, oh, she wants to convey something to him without saying it out loud because I guess they think they're being listened to. I don't know. That wasn't entirely clear to me. But the tone there, is trying to be somewhat tongue in cheek and a little bit comedic.
Hmm.
So it wasn't this overly serious thing that was out of place. But I don't know. I don't think I got into the rhythm with the switches in the tone that the show was trying to do and the ending with, well, first of all, there's a time skip in there randomly, like the 2 month time
2 months.
skip.
Yeah, 2 month time
And I was
skip.
like, why are we doing this in the finale? That seemed
Well, because
very odd.
they got to be
Because
in hiding for a bit to make it believable, I guess. I don't know.
yeah, but it's like a finale, you're trying to build up to the big climax, and it's like, okay, we build up, and
It
then
was
two
very
months later,
fast.
and now
Yeah,
we're
the pacing was very off.
and so I don't think that clicked with me. And then the ending with the dad, the whole fake out thing. What did you think of that?
The whole fake out. Oh, I mean, it was fine. I that see that's something that I feel like I need more context to, which is why we do these episode roulettes. We try to see what we like if we would. pick up the show from what we watched, but this is one of the ones where we watched the last episode, so it's kind of hard to pick it up. But I feel like it maybe if there was more context, because I here's the thing. That side story at the wedding, nothing about that makes me want to go back and watch the show. Do not care. But like the actual stuff with like the dilemma between like the daughter of like her father and like staking like with her actual family, like the mobland, like mob, not mobland, that's a whole different show. Like the mob stuff. Like I think that's pretty interesting and I like how it concludes, but I feel like I don't really get enough of it unless I know what she's been through, what she gets. So like it might be a decent ending and one that makes sense because it's probably like the whole point of the show, but I don't understand what happens for 9 other episodes to get to this point.
Right. Yeah,
So,
my question would be because the fake out part of it I like, and on paper it's a good way to wrap up everything because now they
hmm
all think the dad is dead, so he can truly be free. But then also they can let the daughter be free because now they think, oh, she did us a solid. She like got rid of her father. She did what we asked, so now she's good as well. So whatever
hmm
debt she was in, it's paid, and then whatever
She should go
you
back
know
to the mom, I guess.
bloodlust that they had towards the dad
Yeah.
is now resolved because they think he's dead. So it's all good to go. But do they all want us? Because when I was watching, I was like, is they're trying to make us think that she would actually like go through with this and kill the dad. And
Yeah.
they have, I guess, the moment where they're staying there doing that, which again, you only, if he's part of the plan, which he would be, like they wouldn't be doing this whole crazy, because they weren't really watching.
No.
Otherwise, they would have seen you
Yeah, those
shot him in
guys
the
would
arm
have.
or
Yeah,
something and not through the
exactly.
head. Um, and then I don't know why they wouldn't have just come up and like popped them a couple more times just to make sure he's dead or whatever. But so if nobody's actually watching you, like why are you putting on the whole waterworks of faking out, the shooting your dad dead when you know you're not
Yeah,
gonna actually
maybe
kill
it's
him?
both for not just the family, but like for the cops as well. So like cops leave the whole thing alone because
Maybe
it's like,
that
well,
too, but again, because they don't know her,
at the
they
yeah,
don't
at
know
the
she's
very
supposed to be
end,
part of
she
it, or
never
she would be
believes her.
arrested for
Yeah.
murder, you would assume. So they're trying to make us, the audience, believe that she would actually go through with this. And I don't know if that would connect. If we watched all 9 episodes and
I don't think
whatnot,
it would.
would we believe that, oh, she's going to go through this and actually kill her dad because she's so upset with, whatever went down? Because they were having that conversation at the beginning of the episode.
Hmm
So clearly they weren't on like the best of terms right now. She felt she was lied to and betrayed in some way. So it's like the emotional investment there of would we actually think that she's going to go through with this? Would that land if we had all that context, or would we be like, oh, there's no way? And
Yeah,
obviously it's
maybe
going
it
to be like a
wouldn't
fake out or
land.
something.
Well, but based off the recap too, you got to remember the whole recap. She was like the whole show. It seemed like was just her trying to get to her father or like the
Yeah.
revenge kind of
That was
part.
like
And
clearly
then
at the
then
core of
it
the
turns
story.
out, yeah, and then it turns out he's in jail, but now he's working with the police, so she's like torn. That's what I'm assuming. So it's like I don't understand her motive for both because it seems like at first she was torn and now she's like, oh, I can just do both. But it's like I don't think that's realistic. I need more context, but I don't know if it's enough to make me go back and want the context, if I'm going to be honest. So,
Yeah. My takeaway was I think it's pretty well made. Like a lot of the shots
oh yeah,
looked great. The
looks
lighting
great.
looked great. A lot of that stuff looked good. Again, the tone, people shifting between the more dramatic and then the comedic stuff. I don't know that that fully landed, but also it's a different, performance style. They're,
Mhm.
Italian cinema versus us here. So it may work better for the native audience that they were actually catering towards. And then again, just some of the like character motivations or the consequences for actions, I just don't think matched what should really
Yeah.
be happening. But that's like an issue with a lot of mob shows in general.
Mhm.
And I do really like, I wish I would have seen more of it because again, that recap with the anime stuff I thought was pretty cool. Again, going into the show, I was like, how does this connect? But it's the character
Yeah.
grew up watching anime and then wanted to be part of those action-packed cartoons. So I thought that was a nice little way to
There was a
mix that
lot
in.
missing, though, I feel like, too, especially when you go based off the recap, because the recap is nice to get, but I feel like most of the recap might have dealt with like the earlier episodes because they're talking about like that friend she had and like her whole new image and stuff like that, and like
Yeah.
the dad at that point. I feel like a lot of that is missing in this episode, but it is the last episode. So maybe the recap is just a generalization of the beginning versus the actual story that was supposed to be told. So
hmm
there's like, what you do see? I'm guessing that's the friends at the end too that like pick her up from the police station, or like that one guy that did like the really tall guy. I'm assuming, but I feel like there's just a lot missing
Yeah.
from the ending to like really conclude it. But that's just from what I've watched, obviously, which is one episode. So
Yeah. So I don't think I would go back and watch it. I don't really feel the urge to, and I don't think I would have watched it had we not done this episode of Roulette. But as far as the like competency of the show from the technical
not bad.
standpoint, like it's really solid. So
I
not the
I
worst thing we've come
think
across.
if it somehow wasn't the last episode and it was like just maybe even any different episode or like a middle one, I might have gone back and watched it because I was pretty interested when we were like searching for it and we found it. But because of we watched the last episode, I feel like there's no point. Like, yes, there's stuff missing, but like just to get that stuff missing, I'm not gonna go back and dig through these episodes and figure out why the episode ends like it does.
Hmm.
Because I don't hate it. It's just there's definitely better shows out there, and there's definitely like other things that intrigue me more. But I feel like if we had a different episode based off of our words, then maybe I would have. Versus like other things that we've done in episode roulette. Because I was decently into it for a bit.
Gotcha. Okay, then let's go ahead and go to McLeod's Daughters. We watched Climb Every Mountain, season
We're
7,
not gonna do
episode
both
8.
the episodes for Bang. Or are we gonna do?
Oh, yeah, we will. We'll come back. Just hold
Okay.
your horses. We'll get there. We will get there.
Ah, hold your horses. I get it.
Because we're on a
Ah.
farm and his horses and everything. So we're in Australia for McLeod's Daughters. Now,
Idea.
I expected there to be far more daughters. There's
Isn't there
just
only
two.
like three, two? Yeah.
There's
And
just like two.
then it's just like the family around them. But we
Yeah,
are on
then every
season,
other
what is it,
people.
season seven? There might have been more.
I,
Dude, the
I,
recap opened up with a bomb. You never know.
it did. So I was like, we got an action-packed episode. This is great.
Yeah,
We got an
that's what I
amazing
was
thing here.
thinking.
But I was like, oh, Jody McLeod, she's gone, but she's not one of the daughters. So I
Yeah.
thought Kathy, is it? Was the main character that we were
Katie.
following? That was like
Katie,
Katie. She
right?
was
Her name's Katie,
distraught.
right?
I have no clue. She was
Yeah, the one that's
distraught.
like trying to do the police work for them. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I was like, very compelling. One of the daughters dead, but not the case. We have a lot of fake outs in this episode roulette.
Dude,
It's all
right?
fake outs. So
Yeah,
another
literally.
death fake out here. So Jody did not in fact die. But just the way it started. Again, my first note is it is McLeod, LOL. I put the Mick LOAD. And
Load.
then I said Jody
Lord.
got blown the F up,
And those
LOL.
two dudes that no
And those,
one
yeah,
cares about,
no one
but
cares apparently. They
no
don't have
one
people.
cares about those two. I don't even know the one guy's name. Not the one that she's with, but the guy that's like driving them, I think.
I only
I don't
know
know his name.
Jody because she mentions Jody being dead 1,000 times, and then Stevie because I liked it. But yeah,
Who was
Katie I
Stevie?
guess was the main girl.
Katie was the one that wouldn't stop searching for her. And then there was the mom. I remember the mom.
Yep,
And then who was the one with the two dudes? Shelly? Or was that Stevie?
no
Like
clue.
the redder hair one?
The red hair was Stevie. But
Okay,
so
okay,
here's
it
my
was
question.
Stevie.
Okay, the closed daughters. Again, I'm coming in, I'm thinking they're gonna be on a ranch. We're gonna have some domestic drama, all this. The recap, we see a car gets blown up. Who are these people's ops? They also have mobs in Australia that are just like going at each
Ryan,
other.
that is
Like,
exactly what I'm thinking. I was like, how are we 7 seasons in, halfway through the season, and they have hitmen trying to blow up one of the
why are they
characters?
after her? Like, what's going on? I just had no clue
What
why
did
this
she
show happened.
do? Like,
Yeah,
is it for like the McLeod Ranch? Do they just want the fortune and the fame or whatever? Like, is there even fame
maybe.
to it?
Yeah, the famous McLeod Ranch. They just want to get their piece. And then we also had, so Katie is seeing Jody
She's
walk
so
around. She's seeing
annoying.
dead people.
Just waiting for her to wiggle that goddamn ear. She's
The ear
so
wiggling.
annoying, bro. She's so annoying.
But like she's not okay. She's just coming apart at the seams, trying to figure out what happened to Jody, get the police on the trail,
Which
all of
keep in
that.
mind, this is a one episode difference
Yes.
as well. This happened, I'm assuming last episode was the explosion, I think, and then she's like, the police are taking too long.
Yeah.
My girl, it just happened. They're looking. It's hitmen. They're not gonna find them like right away.
Right. So I did like one element I liked was when Jody was talking about the food that she had made, or sorry, when Katie was talking about the food she had made for Jody's
Made.
funeral, and she was
You
like,
mean
"Oh, these are
the
all her favorite foods." and
Oh,
they're all
I
like,
thought you were talking about the chocolate and chips thing that they kept referencing.
yeah, well, that was part
No.
of what it was because they're at the dinner
Oh, okay,
table
okay,
and they
that's
were
what you're talking
like,
about.
she hated all that food, and then they all sort of have a laugh about it. Um,
Yeah, it was sweet.
so I thought that was nice. I said, oh yeah, one of my questions. This was halfway through the episode or something, or at least halfway through my notes.
Well,
I said,
you stopped halfway, you said too, right?
I did, but I said, so which number daughter was Jody, and where is Mr. McLeod? I
Before
was
you
like,
realize that Jody is not one of the
yeah, and I was like,
daughters.
where's the guy himself? Where's Mr. McLeod? Apparently, he's dead and gone. I imagine that's how the premise of the show started, is he passed away. But yeah, and then after that, I said, Jody is not one of the titular daughters. Her last name is Fountain, which then begged the question.
That's why they were allowed
Fountain
to
is the
kill
last
her,
name.
bro. That's why they're allowed to kill her.
Jody
But
Fountain.
also, for some reason, I thought like all four of them were daughter. At the end, you know, when like Katie and the mom come by and are like, "Guys, is everyone gone?" They're like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, it's just the boys out back." And then they show her. I thought all four of those were like the daughters. And then after the episode, I'm like, I need to figure out this family tree. And I
Yeah.
didn't because I had more shows to watch. But I was like, what is this family tree? Which one are the daughters?
Yeah, I
I was
still
like,
know. So it's Katie,
Katie and
Katie. So you have Katie and Stevie,
Stevie,
right?
Stevie. Yeah, they're the only two I think actual daughters.
Crikey. But that didn't make sense. They didn't look the same.
They don't
Unless
even
the
look like
red
the
hair is
mom.
fake.
They don't even look like the mom.
Yeah, well, was that Jody's mom or is that the McLeod mom?
I thought it was the mom because of how, you know what?
Because
Let's get
Katie
back to
was
the
mad
task at
at
hand.
Jody's mom for
The
not
best
caring about
part of the
Jody.
episode was the helicopter to the flowers at the end. Just gonna be honest. Or the horse warning Jody about the bomb. That was pretty sick.
That was a little rough in the filmmaking standpoint. The way that they did the horse running away and then their like reaction to the bomb going off and everything. I was like, oof.
I just
Uh,
love how in the flashback it's like scene for scene what happened in the recap, but then Jody goes, "Oh, I'll never see her again. She's trying to talk to me," and then they all three walk away from the car and like head the horse, and then boom. I'm
yeah.
like, what? That was
So
crazy.
silly. And then I thought it was hilarious when Jody shows up, her being alive, Katie's been hallucinating her this
Oh,
whole
I know what
time.
you're about to
So
say.
she goes up and
Still
reaches out
thinking
her
it's
face.
like a vision.
Hi, Squid. And then she freaks out. She like touches her face gently, says hi, Squirt.
And then she
And
falls to the
then
floor.
Katie is screaming.
Acting, bro.
Yeah.
She
I was
falls
like,
to the
wow.
floor, like holding her arm.
She acted like squirt was a slur. She just couldn't handle it. She was like, no.
How could you call me that? You're not even real.
So I thought that was, a little much.
Yeah.
But again, my other question was the hitmen who were after her, who put out the hit, like what
And
are we
they
doing?
found one, which doesn't matter anymore, apparently. But apparently they found one
Yeah, but
at
not
the
the
end
other
of the
guy.
episode. Yeah.
And then whenever they try and do the slow frame rate, like when they were all doing their final goodbyes, and then they have to slow it
Oh,
down,
yeah.
and it's a little bit choppy, because they didn't actually shoot it in a higher frame rate. I'm like, ugh, don't like that.
Was
And
like really
then
old
my last
stuff,
note,
so.
Stevie gets given a canola flower. Woo. But then I said, have they been like, has this been a romance burning for
I
7 months, or
thought,
are they
dude,
like
it's a
new?
love triangle. You saw it with the other guy. It had to be. They were dancing and stuff. I think it's a
Yeah.
love triangle. Like she's been back and forth. She's playing both sides of the
Oh,
coin,
really?
man. I That's my guess. Because that other guy also seemed like he didn't like. So the guy in the helicopter seemed like was in for Jody or was with Jody and wants to get back or something. And the other guy, I feel like was also an ex-lover or something because whenever they're in a scene together, it's only for Stevie. And then when like the scene's over, the other guy just immediately leaves because he does not like the guy. And then the helicopter guy just I don't know, I guess he wins because of
Yeah, I
that
remember
flower thing at the
there
end.
the two guys had a little discussion in the garage, but I didn't really care. Again, I was like, this is the like B or
Yeah,
C
that was
plot.
like
I'm
the one
like,
part I really zoned out for.
show
Like
me
I
Katie crashing out. Okay, do not show me these random
yeah.
guys, trying to be
Yeah,
tough.
especially if I don't know their names by the end of the episode. Do not show me these guys.
Yeah.
Which
So
also, let me add really quick about the slow frame thing. I think that's so funny that they did that because they just had to find a way to include every cast member in the episode. Because I remember watching the like opening credits and I'm like, that's a big family, which makes sense. But then the whole episode, you only get to meet like four of them. And I'm
yeah.
like, wait. I was like, wait, where's the girl with like the blonde bangs? And then she's at the end with the horse, and then she gets the horse. That's it. That's her whole part in the show. Or like this episode, I was like, So they show everyone at the end just to say bye to Jody. They already
Yeah.
said bye last episode. Like what?
Well, I don't think they got to say bye because
Ah,
she
yeah,
got blowed
oh
up.
yeah, that was the joke.
But yeah, it was compelling. So clearly, this was the send-off episode for her. But she gets to
Which is only
live.
halfway
Nothing
through the
gets
show.
written out of the show, I
Bro, that's halfway
imagine.
through the season though, as well.
Yeah.
Not even the
So,
last episode.
but then there was one very, like at the actual funeral when she's giving the eulogy. I thought that was kind of sweet of her being like, oh, Jody and whoever her guy was were in love and they were supposed to grow old together, grow gray
Thousands of
together.
years
And
together,
we were
yeah.
supposed to do that with them. Like it was supposed to be all of us were supposed to get there together. But now they were robbed of it. So I enjoyed
The
that.
dialogue actually in the show I thought was pretty good for like I don't really watch like soaps like that, obviously, but I don't even think the dialogue was that bad because this is like what, early 2000s?
Yep.
I thought it could have been way worse for that kind of like time period and genre, but I also don't watch Australian soap operas, so I don't really know if that's the level.
So
I didn't hate it.
are you diving in? Do you want to know the full lore of McClode's
I
daughters?
want to know about the hitman, and that's
Season one,
it.
episode
Like, I
one.
want to know what kind of crime Jody committed, which does not require a season breakdown. It requires a Google search. So we're gonna do that after this, and we're gonna figure out what she did. But besides that,
I,
I don't think anything else happens in the show.
okay, I'm on McClode's wiki, the McClode family wiki,
All I gotta do is look for season 7.
and I'm looking at Jody right now. So let me see what's going on here. An unborn daughter. What's going on here?
She had a
What?
miscarriage too? What?
Wanting their baby to grow up there. That could be just when she leaves. Oh, maybe that's just the end of the show. Jody leaves the show after her boyfriend Matt is forced to flee again, and she goes with him. Their car explodes, and they're presumed dead. Later, Meg organizes a small gathering where it is revealed that Jody's not actually dead. So this is what we watched. That episode, we
Yeah, we
captured
watched
all of
that
that.
episode. We watched
She
that episode.
eventually returns to Drover's pregnant with her husband Matt's child, wanting
I
her
was
baby to grow up there. So hopefully the hitmen are gone by that point, I guess. And they don't care about Matt
I
anymore.
just want to know what happened with the hitman.
Uh,
So that means Matt did something, right? From what you just read it, Jody didn't do
yeah,
anything.
her
Matt did.
husband Matt apparently had
Maybe he
some.
was one of the mobsters in that Italian one we watched, and
Well,
they gave it back
Alberto,
to him.
her ex-husband, Jody's ex-husband, was Alberto Borelli. So.
That sounds Italian.
Maybe maybe her ex,
Was
the
Italian.
Italian mob family, they were upset about
We
her
just wanted
leaving. So
revenge on that guy.
exactly.
We're connecting the dots.
So they're gonna send the
We
girl
did
from
watch
Bang
both
Bang
on
Baby
Amazon
after him.
too. They're both on Amazon.
All right. So let's see. Yeah, Matt came in season five and left
Damn, he's been.
season seven with the whole Jody
What did the
situation.
boy do though? Why were hitmen? You know what's crazy about this too is that they established that they were hitmen. So not only were there two people that tried to blow them up, someone ordered a hit on them. So this dives deeper than just the two guys
He
that
did
tried.
something intense. Breaking news though. Jody Fountain McClode. She discovers that her father is Jack McClode. So
She is
she
a
is a
daughter.
McClode.
Yes. Let's
She's the half
go.
sister of Claire and Tess. Who the heck are they?
Which one's Claire?
I have no idea. Jack McClode. Who's this guy? He died of a heart
That's
attack.
is that not the McLeod?
His parent is Hamish McClode, and he doesn't really look it, although that could just be a flashback. I was expecting this older gentleman, you know, this distinguished farmer, but apparently not. I don't know.
I want Dylan to watch this episode now and try and put the pieces together.
Oh my, how insane. Jack had an affair with Prue. That is an
What?
Australian name if I Prue, and was
Definitely a
engaged to his daughter Hugh. That's insane. Prue
Prue
and
and
Hugh.
Hugh. Bro's balling out there.
They got married and their
This
daughter
show's class.
Claire. Okay, interesting.
Which one's Claire? I don't remember.
So who
Was
the
she
heck
even
is
in the
Stevie?
episode? I
I have
remember
no idea.
Stevie. I remember Katie,
This is too
Jody.
much, man. This family tree is getting hectic.
Oh my
Siblings,
God.
Reagan. I don't even see Katie
This is
or
more confusing
Stevie.
than the Game of Thrones family tree. Like,
Yeah, this is a lot.
move
Wait till we
over.
get to the incest part,
Yeah, move
where
move over
familial
Baratheon. It's all
information,
about McLeod now.
uncle and husband. Uh-oh.
That's not good.
Uh-oh. So yeah, interesting.
Uh-oh.
She was in 179 episodes. Jodie McLeod. That's crazy.
Well, yeah, she was in it probably since season one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yes. Yeah.
Wonder why she left. Rachel.
Contract dispute. No, I'm just kidding.
She wanted to go into bigger and better things. She's like,
And
I
then
can't do
it
this
didn't
anymore.
work out, so she went back to the ranch
Yeah.
with the baby.
All right. So let's
No, I
move
will
on.
not. I will not be going back and watching it. Sorry. Let me go back and tell you that I'm not gonna rewatch McLeod's Ranch.
Really?
Brian, I'm not a
I'm all
soap
in.
guy. I don't think you are either.
No, not at all. 10-year-old Tom. So let's talk about you had a visceral reaction, which we didn't even, it wasn't even recorded, but when I first said the show, you went to it on HBO Max, you saw it, and you said, this is disgusting. And I was like, we need to watch it. So have your opinions changed since you've now actually
No,
seen
no.
the
I'd rather
episode, the
rewatch Bat
principal?
Wheels.
You'd
I'd
rather
rather
rewatch
rewatch
Batwheel?
Bat Wheels. Oh my
Well,
God, I'd rather rewatch Bat
Batwheels is a
Wheels.
classic, so,
It
it's
is,
not
but
saying
I
much.
also didn't like Bat Wheels. I'd rather take me back to Bat Wheels,
Stop
please.
that ducky, episode 2 of season 1, Batwheels.
I
Iconic.
take back anything I said in that episode about it after watching this abomination of a show.
So,
The thing is with me, if it could have an A-list cast and good writing, but if I think the animation is fucking poo-poo-ka, then like you're not gonna get me to watch it. This is an
right,
ugly show. This is ugly.
MS Paint type beat. It's yeah, it's just very like low
Someone greenlit
budget as far as
this.
the animation, which is part of the style they're going for, like obviously
Yeah,
intentionally, because it's on
yeah.
HBO Max. It's not like this is, it's not they don't have money, but they just chose to do it like this.
I spent all that on John Malkovich.
It's apparently it's it's like the old Adult Swim, the late 90s, early 2000s type shows where there's not a lot of effort in the animation, like Aqua Teen Hunger Force, where
Yeah, yeah, I know what
which
you
that
mean.
one, I mean, has the moments because they'll do some stuff, but a lot of it is just them, standing in a scene and then we may, punch into one of the characters, but
Hmm.
they're not moving that much. Their mouths are moving, but they're not really going around talking like crazy. So it's just very easy to make. I'm sure that's, why they love doing it. Cheap to produce, but it does leave a lot desired for, the animation. Even in this one, it was like they didn't even do, I don't know what for the animation, how many frames would be the standard
Hmm.
for it, but didn't even seem like they were doing that. Like some of the movements were a little choppy. Like it wasn't all fluid. So yeah, that part was rough, but beyond the animation, what did you think of the story? This
It was
is obviously
stupid.
a little animated sitcom.
Eh,
So what'd you think? Were you
It just
laughing?
no,
No.
no, not at all. It it's just so bad. It's at least this episode was just so bad. And it's literally all about how the guy's principal wants to bang his mom and then does. And then they keep
Yes.
going and the show just keeps going.
You weren't on
That's
the edge of
it.
your seat for that to see how that would resolve.
I like the part where he's like the mom makes him feed his son fries. That was kind of funny looking. He's like, "Come get on his lap, feed him some fries." I was like, "What?"
Yeah, I
And
thought
then yeah.
I thought there were a couple moments that I was like, okay, nice. One was when he was at the restaurant with the mom and he was like, "I was the bread free?" And they're like, "Yes." And then
Oh yeah,
she's
that's kind of
immediately
funny.
eating it. I'm like, that's so real. That's
That is that yeah, that but
that's
that's real
me.
though. That's not funny. That's just like that's exactly what I expect too.
Yeah. But I enjoyed it. I was like, nice. And then her throwing the churros instead of eating them, like she just bought
Oh,
hundreds of
okay, that was
churros
kind
and
of funny.
then is just chucking
How
them.
many did you
That
buy?
was pretty funny.
30? You spent $300 on churros? Yeah. How many did you eat? Two, and I'm throwing the rest. It just throws it at
Yeah.
one girl. That was pretty funny.
I thought that was pretty amusing.
That's it though.
But beyond that, yeah, it was just very like simple, straightforward stuff. The thing that I was thinking about too is I'm like, this just feels like a conversation people would have on a podcast, like a
Yeah.
stoner podcast, and then somebody just is like, what if some principal is just trying to bang this kid's mom and has to like enlist his help, and then they just go from there of like what like yes, and then they just go into like, okay, so yeah, we have that, and then the kid like is successful, they do it, but then the principal feels bad, and so now he's like, yo, kid, let me make it up to you. What do you want? And then the kid's so stupid that he's just like, oh,
Can I get
free
some
pencils or
pencils?
something, instead of having a free pass. So then some other kid is like, dude, you gotta blackmail him for more. Like let's get a free pass
I'll
to do
also give
anything.
it one more thing when the dad shows up. Not like what the dad says, the black kid's dad.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Not what he says was funny, but just him showing up to do that and then leave. I thought that was weirdly funny.
Yeah, what do you what euphemism for a penis do you use for your passwords? What slang
Um,
term do you throw out
I
there?
mean, Schlong's a good one, but
You like schlong?
also, but in the classic of my father's fashion, Pecker's pretty good too.
Oh, pecker. Okay.
Yeah,
I
Pecker.
like gherkin, particularly when it's paired with
Gherkin!
jerkin the gherkin, I think is always a
Jerkin the
funny one.
Gherkin. I think Pecker's pretty clever. I don't think people would guess that one if
I
I
also
made it a
like
password.
dill. Like instead of saying dig, you say dill.
It's
That's pretty
also
funny.
crazy that the actual password was boner.
Yeah.
Like out of all the ones, like he couldn't be creative to like give it like an actually creative word. He just went with boner and then they got in and then sent that email.
Hmm. So you just
And the
have
dad
that. So
disappears.
it just seems like a bunch of like just again like people sitting around in a podcast studio smoking some Zaza, and then they're just like,
What's a funny adult male password? Boner.
yeah, they're just doing that, and it's like this would be so much funnier if it actually were a podcast, and they're like watching these people like come up with this on the fly and just like go through these crazy scenarios, watching it play out, and it's like animation where again the animation isn't like very complex or anything, and then the voice acting all just feels very like it's very
Bad.
subdued and everything.
Yeah, John
So
Malkovich wasn't even in this episode.
yeah, it just felt so like stripped down and bare and everything. I'm like, this just would have been funnier to just listen to the people like come up with this and like escalate all the things and come up with the little gags rather than watching it play out because it wasn't that funny.
Yeah.
So
Then they never talk about it again. That'd be great.
so 10-year-old Tom, you were not a fan.
Brian, that is the worst show. That might be worse than Velma. That might even be worse than
No,
Velma.
that's crazy, really? That's
I
hilarious.
told you, and at least Velma's animation doesn't look like as atrocious
Yeah, it
as
doesn't
this.
look right
Like it,
above.
bro, the animation really turned me off in the beginning, and then on top of that, the plot was just so dumb. Like Velma as a whole is just bad.
Yeah.
But at least you can maybe find a silver lining with something you like in it. I didn't like anything in this. Even the jokes we said we talked about, like I'll never remember that. And honestly, probably after this, I'll probably disagree with myself saying they were good because they probably weren't even good. That was one of the worst things I've ever watched. I will never watch it again.
Wow. That's crazy. The hate is so intense for that.
The animation has to matter. I could watch a bad movie that's like not animated and still get through it if like everything else is good, but if it's animated and it's poor, I can't. It's so hard for me to do that.
Wow. So 10-year-old Tom, not going to be on Sean's watch list in the
How the hell is he
future.
10, by the way? What? I get it's like a Adult Swim thing, but like 10? Bro's 10 years old?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
That's so weird.
that's, they do stuff like that. South Park, obviously,
Yeah.
it's these kids for over longer than we've been alive have been
But at least South
fourth
Park's funny
graders.
because their animation's also kind of gross, but now it's like gone for so long that you're like used to it, and at least it's funny.
That is true. I can't get over the like how they do the Canadians. It's just really something about it
Oh,
just pisses me off. So I don't like watching the Canada-based episodes.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's okay animation. Obviously, the way they like hop instead of actually walking and stuff like that, but you get used to
Mhm.
it and it's not bad. So
It's
compared
not
to
bad.
like this one, they at least, they
Gotta
have that
watch
distinctive
South
style
Park.
and it's fluid.
Exactly.
So I like that. But yeah,
It's not unique.
that felt like the other way here because again, like oh, a 10-year-old is having to help out his principal try and get with his mom, but then obviously the voice actor for Tom is, just an adult who's not trying to act like a kid or anything.
Yeah, he's just
Uh,
like talking completely normal.
just like something we've seen before of like animated characters that are
Exactly.
a adults doing adults thing, but they're, a kid.
Hmm.
So it's just supposed to like make the situations more wacky and wild and whatnot. But in this situation, it didn't really help the humor at all. Like it wasn't, all that compelling to do that. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And then we have for flawed, the word was flawed, and we had flawed victory from Mortal Kombat Conquest. Now, I am very curious to hear your thoughts on this since you are a Mortal Kombat fan. Before we dive in, just tell me about your experience with Mortal Kombat,
It
the
well,
franchise in general.
it's my favorite game series in the world because I grew up playing fighting games. My dad had an old console and he would take me to the arcade as a kid. And he would back when he was like in his eyes young enough to understand what an arcade was. Um, but I remember loving Mortal Kombat and fighting games when I fell in love with it. I played other stuff too, but I remember just like I don't know, I just like the idea of like the 2D side scroller fighting games. That's just what I grew up with. And Mortal Kombat stuck out to me because I thought the characters were more unique. And then when I got to an age where I could understand it, I just thought it was so fun. I think the fatalities are so dope every time I watch them because they're so unrealistic. It's great. And I think the overall story of Mortal Kombat, like the lore of it, dives pretty well deep. And I know there's been some hit and misses, but to me, it's still like I don't know what it is, man. When you just got a love for something like that, you kind of just have some blinders on, even to the bad stuff. But it's good. I like it. I mean, game wise, I like the first movie that came out with it. Second movie was eh,
The one in the
and
90s?
yeah.
Like, oh, you're
That's a
talking, yeah.
classic. I don't care what anyone says. That's a classic. And then the new one that came out is fine.
The one a
They
couple years
really,
ago.
yeah, they changed some stuff up that I don't like, but like the thing that always matters in Mortal Kombat is how the fights look, and the fights look pretty good in that movie, so it's I
All right, there you go. So yeah, for me, obviously, I know of Mortal Kombat. I've played the arcade versions of them
heck yeah.
because they used, I forget what the video game studio is, but
I have a tiny one right here, I
one of
forgot.
the little
Just
Mortal Kombat arcade thing. Uh, the studio behind Mortal Kombat would make those Injustice games. So I played
bro,
Injustice,
yes, we love Injustice.
and then they would have the
Making a third
DLC where
one.
they bring in Scorpion or whoever.
Yep,
So
Sub-Zero rated.
yeah. So I
They're making a
played
third
with them.
Injustice.
Are they? They're making a third one?
Yeah, because the most recent Mortal Kombat flopped pretty hard. They're
Mm,
gonna there was rumors they were gonna make a Marvel fighting game, but there's a new one that is coming out soon called like Marvel Tokon Battle or Dokkan Battle or something.
mm,
So I don't think they have rights to it, and they're technically under Warner Brothers, so we don't really know what's happening yet actually with their studio.
yeah.
But there was talks about Injustice 3 because they're not gonna like give up on the Mortal Kombat franchise, obviously, but they feel like they need to take a step back from it, from what I remember reading. So which is
Sure.
good. We need a third one. I love
Very
Injustice.
cool. So I at least know or have played some characters because of that, in their Injustice form. And then as far as I don't think I've seen any of the movies for Mortal Kombat. I
What?
mean the old one, this most recent one. There's been quite a few adaptations of Mortal Kombat. Like that's one of the poster children, I guess, for the uh like video game to movie adaptations
Oh, for
having
sure.
such a bad rap. It's the Mario one from way back when, this Mortal Kombat
The old
one,
Street Fighter
and
one.
the Tomb Raider ones. And
Oh
so
yeah, I forgot about those.
so I just haven't, because of that reputation, I've never felt the need to go into it, and I never was a fan really of like, I don't have all the video games, so I'm like, I need to get more Mortal Kombat content. So I went into this, just knowing the basics of it's a video fighting game and some of the characters, but I went in with an open mind. This was a 90s TV show. I think it was what, 97 or 98, something like
Something like
that.
that.
So I had to set expectations for that as well. But I was like, I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna meet it on its own terms. I'm gonna see what happens. This is the one that I wrote the most notes for in
I
my
can't
little
wait to
notes
hear
app.
them. I can't wait
So
to hear your notes. This is the weirdest episode we could have gotten, by the way. I don't even understand how the title makes sense for this episode personally.
so what is your takeaway as a Mortal Kombat fan coming to
Okay,
this show? What did you think?
I tried so hard the entire time to not think about actual Mortal Kombat watching it because this almost has so not little, but it just that nothing about this, at least episode of what I've gathered, actually is Mortal Kombat. There's only like five characters in the whole episode that are actual like named characters in actual Mortal Kombat lore.
Hmm.
And I tried to figure out because we only watched one episode, obviously. I tried to figure out when this takes place in the universe,
Okay, that was my
which
first question is my first note was the 4:3 aspect ratio. So like a old TV type beat. Very cool. And then I said, what time period is Mortal Kombat set in? Because I was like, I don't know. Like for the
So
movies
there's
that are coming out
so
now,
here's the thing.
what is it?
The modern tale of Mortal Kombat is that um like have you heard of the character Liu Kang?
Yeah.
So the modern story of it is that the whole reason Outworld want is trying to get Earthrealm is because of like just world conquest stuff and the gods that they know that they call them, which is to call the Elder Gods, they made an agreement with the Outworld Emperor Shao Kahn that he has to win 10 Mortal Kombats um to and then like yes, like that's fine. Or like pretty much who like first to 10, let's just call it that.
Mhm.
And in regular lore, he is one away. But Liu Kang is the one who stops it. He's the new Mortal Kombat champion. Before him, the only person that won, like the last Mortal Kombat winner, was someone known as the Great Kung Lao, which is Liu Kang and his other friend Kung Lao are descendants of.
Mhm.
So I was thinking that this is that time period and that's the Great Kung Lao because he says he already won Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, that was a note I had
But
too, where I said, wait, the
but it makes no
tournament
sense.
already happened? So this is good news. So you're saying there's multiple Mortal Kombats, right? It's not just a
Yes, there's
one and done
multiple
deal.
tournaments. Yes.
Okay. Because I
And
was
I
like, Kung Lao
the,
won, and I said, he's champ, and that didn't end the plot. I was like, he
No,
won. Why is it still
because
up?
they have to keep winning or like every time they win it like sets it back. Because it's like every something years or whatever it is, like they're allowed to.
It's like the Olympics. Like, what do we do? Every
Yeah,
four
sure.
years we come
Sure.
together.
Let's call it. I think it's every year actually, which is funny. But yeah, you can call it that. But
Huh.
the thing is like I said, only half the characters in the show are actually in the lore. Like they added random characters into this. And another thing too is they changed up. Obviously, I haven't seen the show, but they changed up a lot of like what happens because this whole Shang Tsung betrayal, Quan Chi coming in doesn't happen until the Liu Kang saga. Like
Mm.
Shang Tsung was loyal to Shao Kahn until the Liu Kang stuff. So they're just trying to switch it up, I think. And that was the point where I'm like, does this really take place in the past with the Great Kung Lao? Are they just making up a whole fucking side plot here? Like a whole
Yeah.
different thing?
Interesting. So that was my question because I wrote in here, I said, so are these guys normal present day people that got teleported back in time to this other realm?
That'd be
Because
funny.
they're all American and they're just
No,
chatting.
they're Outworlders. I think two of them are. I think only Kung Lao is the real.
Kung Lao, Zero,
Because in
and
the beginning they were
Tasha.
saying Taja, who by the way, both his friends Taja and Zero are not real characters in
Oh,
Mortal
really?
Kombat
I
lore.
wrote, my question
Yes.
was, is his name Zero? Like the number
So
zero?
I think it's Sero, like
But yeah,
Zero,
I heard more of a
something like that.
Hero.
But I
Yeah.
think both of them are Outworlders because she's a thief, and then he
He was a
was a
guard, she was a thief, and then he was, I forget what Kung Lao
Kung Lao's
was.
a monk. He's a Shaolin monk from Earthrealm. If they're going based off the actual Mortal Kombat
Nice. But then
plotline.
again, he's speaking English, he's American, clearly, like a
I
present day
mean, yeah, they
American
don't.
guy, the way they
Yeah.
talk too. So I'm like, okay. So they just got teleported back into this other world that's like hosting tournaments, or is this supposed to be Earth that they're on? Like I didn't know what was going on.
They're
So it's
oh,
not
they
Earth,
could
or
be in
is it
Earth.
Earth
Yeah.
where they're located?
I thought they were in Outworld for the longest time because of like how
Hmm.
it looked, but if it's just a trading post, maybe they aren't. No, why would they be? I don't even know now.
Because
Why would they
it
be
would
in
be
Earth?
like hundreds and hundreds of years ago type Earth. So it couldn't be
No,
present
yeah, that
day.
has to be Outworld. That has to be Outworld. Because it was
Hmm.
also way too easy for everyone to get there. So like I feel like they were in Outworld because they're obviously trying to hunt down Shang Tsung still.
Right.
So I feel like they're in Outworld because everyone's trying to get rid of Shang Tsung. I don't think they're in Earthrealm because also if he won Mortal Kombat, like they said, they shouldn't have as free of access to Earthrealm. Like the rule is that he can't consume it or like invade it, but I think they also have like limited access to it. But I don't know because
Right.
the show is so weird.
Yeah,
Like I don't understand where it takes
definitely
place.
not faithful to the lore of Mortal Kombat, and then probably within and
No,
of
not at
itself
all.
doesn't make much sense of what's going on there. But I will just say, for all the questions I had and everything, I really enjoyed this episode.
Did you really?
I think this is like a great example of like a bad show to watch with friends. Like I was like,
Okay,
I
yeah,
could
okay.
see of all the shows we watched for episode roulette, I was like, low key, there's 3 more episodes left in the season. I'm like, Sean and I should get together and just watch the rest of them.
I'd watch
I
the
think it would
rest of
be
it.
great
I
to
want to see
just,
what would happen.
and then
Won't
we
the
can
two
just chat
seasons
because there's so
too?
many crazy things in this that I'm like, I just want to know Sean's reaction to this right now. Like the
Yeah.
freaking, first of all, when the babes show up out of nowhere, and I'm
Which
like,
who are they, by the way? They're just dead people that he
they're
just gave
dead
a
people. Yeah,
soul
I didn't know if that was
to.
Mortal Kombat lore. I didn't know if they were like named
No,
characters in
it's
Mortal
not.
Kombat.
Those do not exist. Quan Chi is a sorcerer that steals souls. So the fact that he put souls into three dead people and just made them babes is weird.
And which I was
That's
like, this is
weird.
crazy. And then my question was like, what is the audience for this? Because obviously it's so like silly and stupid. I'm like, this has to be like a kid's show. But again, it's like these girls in the skimpy outfits. And then later in the episode, it like becomes a porno. Like they're doing
That was the part where I was like, what are they doing? Like
where
I'm like, this
they're
obviously isn't them, but what's going
yeah.
on?
And I was like, did I miss something? Like for the most part, I was actually engaged in this episode. Like I didn't check my phone very often at all. I was like, I was watching it. I was like, I'm here. And I'm
I have
like,
to lock in for Mortal
they
Kombat.
had to, there's like they got hit with a love potion, or these clearly aren't them because they're just so uncharacteristically like hot for each
Yeah, but
other
why are they so horny?
right in front of Kung Lao. I'm like, they can't even,
Yeah.
they're flirting with each other. They're like practically about to be on top of him making out. And he's just like, guys, we got to make a plan. We have to make a plan.
And
And they're
then the
just
guy
like,
gets so
do we
mad.
need
We
to?
will make a
He's
plan. He's coming.
like,
I'm
stop
going to bed.
cock blocking me. And then she's like, yeah, I'm
Yeah,
going to
literally.
bed. Don't stay out too late or something. It's like, just go up to bed right now. Like, what was even the point of I'm going up now, you come up later? And it's like, obviously they're gonna do what they're gonna do. I did think legitimately, where is it? Because Kung Lao, that happens. And then the next morning, he goes up to like talk to them, and they're
You
both in
thought he
the
was
same
gonna
room.
join in?
And he's like, we got to keep working on the plan. And they're like, okay, whatever. And he's like, all right, I'll be downstairs. You can come through. You can come over when you're through, ready. Because he knew they were about to get it back on again, and they were going to. And I'm like, what is going
Well, she
on?
wanted to for sure. And
She
then
did.
I don't know.
So I thought that was wild. But here's the thing. It makes no sense. Like when you
Yeah.
actually look at what the characters
No, yeah.
wanted. So what's the white face guy that I was talking about?
Quan Chi. His name is Quan
So
Chi.
Quan Chi, and then this random one of his babes that he brings along
Right.
to shapeshift with him and to be other people so he can, get it off in with other people, I guess. So they shapeshift into Taja
And
and
Zero.
Sira
Zero. Yeah.
because they want to fool
Kung
Kung
Lao.
Lao.
They're secretly waiting for Shang Tsung to show up to
Yeah, they
fight
want
Kung
Shang
Lao,
Tsung
and
to show
then
up. But
yeah.
I thought they were like, okay, they're gonna look at Kung Lao's plan to see where Shang Tsung is, and then they're gonna go out on their own to confront Shang Tsung for whatever reason.
No, they're just being lazy.
But yeah, so they're like, we're gonna wait. He leaves. Quan Chi as
As
Zero
Sarah
leave
leaves,
in the
yeah.
middle of the episode. He's like, I'm gonna check out the town. I'm like, okay, he's about to go and find where Shang Tsung is and take care of business. He doesn't. He comes back later that day, and he was just out on the town for whatever reason. The other question I have is, Kung Lao also wants to kill or stop Shang Tsung. Like that's what Kung
Yeah.
Lao, Zero, and Taja want to do.
Kaja. Yeah.
Taja, Kwang Chi and one of his dead babes, they have the same goal, apparently. Why is he imprisoning Taja and Zero so that he can shapeshift as them to be near Kung Lao if he just also is going to try and do the same thing, which is kill
No,
Shang
he's
Tsung?
gonna he
They
want
all have the same goal.
because he work okay, he secretly works for Shao Kahn at the time, so he also probably wants Kung Lao dead because he just won Mortal
But he didn't
Kombat,
do
which
any.
stopped
He
Shao
could have
Kahn.
killed Kung
Yeah,
Lao.
he didn't. Yeah, no, he literally didn't.
So
I don't that's what I yeah.
that makes no sense. So I'm like, they only did this because one, again, the fake outs. We were talking about the fake outs. They just wanted the fake out of Zero and Taja actually being, the shapeshifters. And then they wanted a little stint in the middle of the episode where they could just, play on some tropes of bad pornos and have
Yeah.
them be overly horny. Kung Lao be
Ah,
like
the
stunned
90s.
by it. And then they go
The
up
90s, man.
and then they just do it. They just spend the night together in their shapeshifted
Yeah,
forms.
literally
They were
literally
behind closed doors. They didn't have to
Quan
do
Chi's
that.
plan was just let's capture these two. You're gonna fake me the girl, I'll be the guy. We're gonna have sex, and then we're gonna wait for Shang Tsung. That's the
Yeah. Like
plan.
that was the plan. It's like you didn't need to do that. They just wanted to get it on
They
and
found him the first time too. Remember the three girls they lost, but they found him the first time, and then
they
he
did.
ran
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
away.
And
That's
they had
just
him
so
beat at it. He
funny.
started, pulling out the blast moves or whatever instead of the regular martial
The
arts.
really bad CGI
But
fire.
I'm
Yeah.
like, so that made no sense. Like their actual point with doing that, there was no reason. It was just because the writers wanted to have that little silly subplot of Zero and Taja like getting it on and then Kung Lao being weirded out. It was also funny after that, like because Kung Lao is talking with the shapeshifted version of Taja. He's like, so how long have you guys been doing this? Like you just didn't tell me? And she's like, it's none of your business. Like there's no reason for her to be doing this. They're just causing a wedge in between them, maybe because she thinks Kung Lao
Yeah.
also has something for Tasha, but it's like, what?
That's
You're
really
just
funny though.
putting a wrench into their plans. The conversation too of Quan Chi and his dead babe afterwards, when she's like, "Oh, let's do this again," and he's like, I really want to, but I can't. Like, we got to get back to work. And again, the
They're
work
just really
was
horny, yeah.
nothing. Like,
Yeah, they didn't do anything.
so they were very horny, very unproductive, and
Also, Quan Chi must have had like asthma or something. Every time he kept breathing, mm. Every time he's on screen, just making a
I wrote somewhere in there, I was like, I love Quan Chi's voice. I think it's hilarious.
his
Because
voice wasn't bad until he just shows and goes like, what? What is this acting choice? If it
I
is
think it's
one,
so
what
funny.
is it?
But yeah, my note, I was like, is this a porno? This is absurd. Is this not a kid's show? Because I'm like, what are they doing? Because
Well, if
everything
you
else
also
is so like
remember,
dumbed down.
you remember near the end too, we think that he sends one of his babes to seduce Shao Kahn. So I thought they were just gonna get it on again, but then she tries to kill him, and I was like, okay, good. They're not gonna actually
Which is also
like do anything.
silly because then she goes rah with the knife to clearly indicate she was about to kill the guy. If you already successfully had seduced him, right? He's like, okay, sure, like let's get it on. Why would you try and kill him when you're like walking there, back turned and everything?
Well, because I
Couldn't you have
wasn't
just done
is
it
well,
a
there
little
wasn't a
bit later?
goal. You're literally 100% right, but the whole point of that was to show that it was actually Shang Tsung as Quan Chi as the babe. That was the whole point of
Does Shang
that. But
Tsung
they
not want to kill uh the Emperor dude?
he does. I'm assuming because we missed the episodes though that he's really weak because that's the whole point of them trying to get Shang Tsung like the main cast because he's also a sorcerer and his power is by draining people's souls. Quan Chi that he doesn't need that to be powerful. He's a different kind of sorcerer, but he does it as well. Shang Tsung literally Shang Tsung literally feeds off of people's souls. Like that's like his energy, like his life.
Right.
Like he has to drain it. So I'm assuming he's too weak right now to actually fight Shao Kahn. So he's just trying to
But did he
get
need to fight him?
Quan Chi to be a traitor.
If he has him turned around, stabs him in the neck, I mean, the
He's
Emperor
way more
can't
power.
survive
He's
that.
way more powerful than that. But again,
You
we're
can just
watching
avoid
one
getting
episode.
shanked.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know, man. I don't know what. Listen, this is what I'm saying. I don't understand what I watched, Ryan. There's so much we missed too. There's probably even better characters throughout the show. Like I'm hoping Scorpion and Sub-Zero were in it at some point. Like
Yeah, I'm sure they had plans for like
they're
later
the staples. They
seasons
have to be. Yeah.
to bring him in. My other question, so who is this ghost guardian angel guy that keeps popping up for
Oh,
Kung Lao and them?
that's Raiden.
That's Raiden.
Yeah, that's
So,
you know about Raiden, the
oh, I
Thunder
know of
God?
him. I've seen him. Doesn't he
So
have, is he the
Raiden,
electrical guy?
yeah, he
Yeah, yeah,
is.
yeah. So what is
Raiden's
his
like
function in the show though? Because
he
he's a
Raiden.
fighter, right?
So Raiden is a god, not an elder god. An elder god is like they make the rules of the universe. A god is like a think of like how like Percy Jackson's a demigod, and then
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
like the real
yeah.
gods. He's just like a god over Earthrealm specifically. He is the protector of Earthrealm from outside forces. So
Gotcha.
he is not allowed to intervene in any situation unless someone is attacking Earthrealm. So he can appear, but that's why he's not fighting or doing anything because I think they're in Outworld and no one's attacking Earthrealm, so he's just kind of there for some quips and then leaves. But I also didn't like that because I'm like, what the hell is Raiden doing in this show? He
Yeah.
does not matter in this show.
But then
What the heck?
so if he can show up, like clearly he can see everything, what's going on, and he just pops in here and there to. as you said, make some quips or whatnot. So he would know, he's in the back room or maybe with the chair
He's
watching
in the writing room.
Quan Chi. He's watching Quan Chi and his babe as Zero and Tasha going at it. He knows. He would know.
Oh,
He would
he
know that
definitely
that's going on.
does.
Why wouldn't he
He
tell
definitely
Kung
does.
Lao and be like,
I don't
yo,
know.
buddy, by
Plot
the
the
way,
porn.
clearly, those horned up freaks are not your friends. They're the sorcerers that are shapeshifting right now. Like he could just tipped him off. He could
Yeah.
have told him, like, so that
Or
makes
they
no
could have like a
sense.
conversation, like Kung Lao doesn't believe him or something. So it's like,
But
so there
then
was
Kung
a
Lao was
way.
clearly he was freaked out. He was like, "Why are you guys acting so weird?" He's like, "What's going on?" So he knew something was up for sure. Uh, but yeah, so that part didn't make any sense. Again, the Shang Tsung, why wouldn't he have killed the Emperor if he went there? Why wouldn't Quan Chi just like work with Kung Lao to kill Shang Tsung? All of that kind of doesn't make
And
sense.
kill
I
each
will
other
say though,
later.
the Shang Tsung reveal when
Mm.
some dude, I guess
He
one of
was Quan
the
Chi.
Emperor's lackeys is like, "Oh, trouble breathing, sorcerer." Then he's like, "I'm doing better than you," and then starts choking him out and I guess sucking his life force out. I was like,
Yeah.
that was pretty dope. I like that. What do you think of the fights? Because you mentioned,
I
the
actually
Mortal
think they
Kombat movie
were. I
fights
think that's
were
what
what you
they
looked
mainly
at.
focused on. Like the choreography for it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, it was bad.
I do think some parts were a little silly, but that's because it was the 90s and they were just throwing effects over every single punch and kick.
Yeah,
And
the sound
obviously,
effects were
yeah,
rough for sure. Very
they
cheesy.
missed a lot. Obviously, 'cause it's choreography, but I feel like the whole point of fights is like camera work too. Like you have to like have it at the right position so it looks
Yeah.
like it's real. The amount of times I saw a weak punch or like a kick that straight up missed, it was hilarious.
When they
It
would
was
do the
so funny.
like backflip and or front flip kicks, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. But then it clearly misses. I'm like, ah, well. But yeah, I thought the editing for it was
Not
rough in a
bad.
lot of ways because they
I don't think it's yeah, but it
because
wasn't
they have to cut
awful
on
though.
action, right? Or cut when you're about to like hit, but you need to cut away so that we know that they didn't actually hit him. Or we want to assume they hit him, but since they don't actually, we need to cut to imply it.
Yeah.
And I thought a lot of those were a little sloppy there. I just thought it was funny
I
that
like how
the in between the commercials, I guess like leading into a commercial break, they would just
oh yeah, and it would show you
replay
like
a
some of
fight
the
scene.
fights, yeah. Like a prequel or a sequel to the fire, like a little snippet. I
Yeah.
do like as well how this show shows that everyone is bad and good at fighting because they have really good tricks, but they also are just so weak. Everyone took a punch, like in a really bad way. Like no one's just a good fighter. And then out of nowhere, he like a character will come back from like being down from like like a stomach punch and does like a giant like scissor kick in the air and like knocks someone else out. And then they
Yeah.
come back. I'm like, all right, whatever. Sure.
Pretty cool. And then again, I just had a couple of notes there of like, again, why would Quan Chi and his blondie like do that? Because they would tip off,
Is Margot
say
Robbie?
you want
Yeah.
to shapeshift. Okay, do that. Say you even, because you're freaks, right? You want to get it on in other people's bodies that you're shapeshifting into. Okay, do that on your own time. Like, why did they have to act so weird and horny in front of Kung Lao? Because that would just tip Kung Lao off that something weird is happening. So it's like, why would you tip him off? If you wanted to be that horny, just do it like after everyone goes to sleep, and then you're like, okay, cool, now we're in these bodies and we can get it on. It's like, why would they do that? And again, it made no sense. It makes no sense. And same with Shang Tsung. He's like, okay, I impersonated Quan Chi, impersonating one of his seductresses to try and kill the Emperor. But actually, it was just to set up Quan Chi so that the Emperor no longer likes Quan Chi, feels betrayed, and now they're no longer together. But it's like, okay, how does that stop Quan Chi from trying to kill you in that moment? He like tells him, he's like,
Yeah.
the Emperor now thinks you were the assassin. It's like, okay, as Quan Chi, I'm like,
I
cool.
did like their
Now I
fight,
want to kill you
honestly.
more. Because like what was the goal for Shang Tsung to do that? Like why is he if the goal is to kill the Emperor, that would make sense. But if the goal is to split the Emperor and Quan Chi, why? The only way you were able to do that is if you were close enough to the Emperor to try and kill him. Why wouldn't you just kill him? Like what is Shang Tsung's goal?
True.
I don't get it. So that was so overall, again, I thought the episode was a lot of dumb fun. Again, the choices that were being made
It is
are
pretty
so
dumb.
silly, so over the top, so foolish, so stupid. But it
I
was
just
very
want my
enjoyable
only question is why
watching.
is it called flawed victory? Who won in this episode?
I think Shang Tsung, he was able to get away and then split up. the alliance between Quan Chi and whoever.
But then
So
Quan Chi just goes to the other side that he's in the war with, and it's just
yeah, which
lining with
that
them
also
now.
came out of
So
nowhere. So the Kreia girl or whoever that
Clea,
is,
I'm pretty
Clea.
sure what it is there's another so there's another world eventually that Shao Kahn does take over called Edenia. And I think if I
Probably
remember
not.
right, maybe the names are off, but I think she is the queen of Edenia, and she's the one that they're at war with right now, because that's where Katana and Jade come from, and then that's what they base Melina off of is like those people. So I'm
Nice.
pretty sure that's the queen of Edenia. Oh, her name's Sindel. No, but her name's Clea. Okay, maybe I'm thinking of something else completely then, because that's like the main plot is like he takes over Edenia, makes Sindel his wife, and makes Kitana his daughter. I don't know who the fuck Kriya or Clea is off the top of my head, but I thought that's what they were going for. But now I'm talking about Sindel out loud. I'm like, where the hell's Sindel? Maybe it's something else. I don't know now. Now my head
Interesting.
hurts.
I also thought I was like it was very, Power Rangers-esque with like the fighting and some of the
Yeah, the fighting.
goofy
Yeah,
nonsense and whatnot. But
I don't think it was
again,
that bad though.
when they started made it, a little too sexual in there, I was like, this is not Power Rangers. I don't remember.
Bro,
I
there was
remember
like
that happening.
almost three different points of just sexual content, and one was way obvious. It was
Yeah.
crazy for one episode too.
I mean, they were disrobing and then they, fall on the bed and then the camera tilts up and everything. But I'm like, this is insane. And then we see them
They
in
got a quick
bed,
make out in, yeah.
binoculars.
Yeah, they get a
So
quick
I'm
make
like,
out, yeah.
that's just wild. So I'm like, who is this for? Like, what is the actual audience? Because in that case, I don't think it can be like young kids. So uh,
The Mortal Kombat Gooners. So me.
that
So me.
that
I'm just
mishmash
kidding.
was very odd. But again, I wrote somewhere in here, I said, who's this Clea girl she's siding with? Clea, whoever. And then I was like, low-key, I'm invested though. So again, I think these next three episodes to finish the season, I wouldn't want to go back to the beginning. I think it's funny to come into it where we're at. But of all the episodes we've watched, all the different shows we've
I'll
watched,
finish it. I'll
I'm like,
finish
this
it.
is the one that I could see
Because I
us
do want to
watching.
see where it goes. I am curious what happens now.
And it's only one season, so it's gonna be a
Because like I said,
nasty cliffhanger at the end,
that's
but
what I'm
I'm
saying. I
curious.
keep thinking this is supposed to take place during the time period of the Great Kung Lao when he won.
Yeah.
But so much is already happening that doesn't happen until Liu Kang wins. So I'm so confused. But we'll see.
I I have no idea. But yeah. So that's for me, because I know in the past there's been a couple shows where you're like, oh yeah, I could watch this, or maybe I would continue. The one with Daniel Radcliffe you enjoyed.
Oh yeah, Miracle Workers.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But
Miracle Workers and Match. Those were the two best
yeah.
that we watched so far.
And so this one, I'm putting Mortal Kombat at the top. So let's rank these episodes
I would
here. For
too.
me, flawed victory. I enjoyed it, even though again it was stupid. You heard all my complaints. None of the goals for the characters make sense, but I'm like,
Yeah,
this is
I
like
liked
dumb
it for
fun.
how
Like
absurd it
it's
was.
enjoyable.
Yeah,
So then what's the rest of
a
your list?
solid. I don't even know. Are we actually ranking it? Or are we just like putting it in order?
Yeah, rank it. Like number one is Mortal Kombat, number two,
Oh,
which
that's me. Okay, okay. Yeah, number one's Mortal Kombat, but that's I think a little biased to it, but also because I do think it would be really fun to just finish it now. I think that sold me on putting it number one, like right off the bat, because this is a very funny
yeah.
conversation to
So
have.
you and me getting together and then
We'll finish it. We'll finish it for sure.
just chopping it
Number
up
two,
as we're
I
watching would be fun for
yeah,
sure.
that would be pretty funny. Especially you're gonna see me react in so many different ways. I'm
But
gonna
that's
get
because I know how you react. I've seen many movies with you. You always will have a response. And sometimes I need to clamp down on that, right? That's why Dune Part 2, I was like, no crazy reactions.
and I didn't. It was more
And you didn't. You
Lily.
were very respectful. I
It
appreciate it.
was more like Lillian and was it Jacob or was
Yeah,
it who
Jacob
was
was
it?
there, but because Jacob doesn't react like crazy. Lily definitely will. But I was like, for you, because I know if you see something silly or stupid, you'll like laugh at it or like make a comment, and I'm
I
like,
try not to in an actual theater setting, but like if I've already seen it or if it's
yeah.
like it calls for it, I'll be like, what the
But
fuck?
that's why it's fun watching things with you when they're not important to me and you don't like it, then
Yeah,
I'm like, oh no, I
exactly.
don't want them to tear it down. But if it's something that I don't care about, it's like great for you and I both to watch it because then we can just
I
dunk
just
on
love
it or
yeah,
just
because
have fun with it. Yeah.
well, the best part is too is that we'll both be confused, but for two different reasons. Because I know too much and you know nothing at all, so that's like really
Yeah.
funny.
That'll be
Like,
a good dynamic for sure. So Mortal Kombat for me, for sure,
yeah,
far and
same
away,
here, same
number
here.
one.
After that, I'd probably go Bang Bang Baby because I was like at least somewhat interested in the show. I just think the episode we had killed the whole thing for
Yeah.
me to rewatch it. Um, I'd probably put that next if I were to rank them slash like rewatchability. Like if I were to go back and watch one of them, I'd probably put that one next.
Hmm. And then how about
Obviously, it's McLeod's Daughters. Obviously, it's McLeod's Daughters. After that, at
you're
least they
saying
had something that I could cling on to. At least there was something. Yeah.
wow. And 10-year-old Tom is honorable
10-year-old
mention, I
Tom is at
think.
the bottom of the list of all episode roulettes. Like it is below Velma and it's below Bat Wheels.
That's
Honestly,
intense.
top three worst shows we've watched. Number one is 10-year-old Tom. Number two is Velma. And number three is Bat Wheels. And Bat Wheels, I don't even want to throw in there because it's a kid's show. But if I were to have to pick three, it's no, honestly, Ragnarok. Put that number three.
Yeah,
That
Ragnarok was
show made me
bad.
so mad. I went back and watched like two episodes and I couldn't get through it because I said I would try. And I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
I did say I'd try. Let me just see what I can do. No, it's just as bad. Ragnarok was bad. And then Bat Wheels, but I'm not counting that.
So I have a pretty similar. I would go Mortal Kombat. I would go McCloud's Daughters. I think it was more just some of the elements to it. Again, not like genuinely invested in it, but
Yeah.
I think some of it was fun to
It
be
was more
involved with,
enticing.
some of the
Yeah.
soapy drama and whatnot. Um, and then Bang Bang Baby, and then 10-year-old Tom. So I agree there. So we have a big spread here. We have probably our favorites for the whole thing. Again, MASH, that episode was good. But for
Match was
this
great.
one,
That was
I didn't
great.
continue MASH right off there.
I didn't
More
either.
at some point, probably watch MASH because it is a legitimately good show. But Mortal Kombat, I think it'd be fun to continue. So that is probably the top all the time. And then 10-year-old
But
Tom, man,
continue.
you
We're
hated
not
it.
gonna go back and watch it. We're gonna continue Mortal Kombat from
That's
where we
true.
are.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep going. These
We're
next
gonna
three
finish.
episodes, that's
Yeah.
it. And then we're out. But yeah, a very fascinating episode of roulette. Now we need to choose which word we're going to continue on. So it can't be bang because we used bang from the ring banger to get to here.
Does it have to be in the
Oh no,
title,
yeah,
or does
it
it have
has
to
to
be
be
from
one
our
of the titles.
previous words?
So it has to be
Victory, maybe?
the
Maybe.
principal is banging my mom. Any of those words,
I'm
or flawed
thinking
victory,
victory or
or
mountain.
every mountain. So those are
Victory or mountain, I think, would be good.
victory or mountain. Okay,
Maybe victory. I feel like mountain is you're closing yourself off a bit much, maybe. Victory
we
could
get a
be
Game of Thrones
anything.
episode, the Viper and the Mountain. Hmm.
True, but we've both seen that.
Yeah, but we could just have an excuse just to watch it, and he's so dope. Anyway, victory, I think, feels good.
Well,
We can maybe go with that.
my only fear with victory is the same thing with flawed. It took us a long time to find one with that, but I feel like victory isn't as bad as flawed.
Yeah. There's gonna be a lot of, like, in the reality shows or competition shows that have victory in it. So we'll just have to sift through all
Hmm.
that. But I like that. Okay. So successful episode roulette there. That's all the time we have. If you'd like to give your thoughts on the show, you can email us at the boxofficeshowpod@gmail.com. Our main
Our
title theme
main
for the
title theme.
show.
Oh, I was gonna do it. I thought I was Dylan this episode. Oh wait, that says
Well, that's
Ryan.
me.
Crap.
I
Damn
was
it.
wondering because we did in the past before. I just sat in silence. I was like, he's gonna pick it up, and you did. And I should have had more faith in you, Sean, and I'm sorry. Okay.
I was gonna do it, but then now I'm looking. It says Ryan for that part, so I was
It
like, "Oh
does.
shoot, I did
It
mess up
does.
there." All right, just
But
finish it.
no, go ahead and take it. You got this.
Our main title theme for the show is "Sundown" by Joseph McDade.
If you liked this
And
show,
keep going. Oh,
please give
okay.
us 5 stars on whatever podcast app you're listening to, and be sure to tune in next week. Have a great rest of your day.